See, I don't know if you'd want to run the suspend get a land because it's not as bursty. One, two. I feel like this deck doesn't have as much interaction as the other one. Like seriously, being able to Doomblade or well, it's actually worse. It's Terror. I'm not actually gonna finish brewing it because I just don't think it's as good. It's not like you're getting Ancient Grudge. Drop, discard land, cards besides Assault. Yeah, I don't think this is as good. I just don't think it's gonna be as good. For the reasons I just did. I just don't have the right colors. Yes, sometimes it's, you know what, Living End gets around that too. Living End runs Demonic Dread. Living End runs it, why can't we? Stormbind. So somebody wanted me to try one of the Tensions. Alright, well. There you go. There's my main deck hedge against burn because it's so horrible. We'll just main deck. Ooh, the foil one. Yeah. Oh, what? What? Yeah, that hedge. Hedging is good. Hedging can win you games you wouldn't otherwise win. Can we just make the mana better, please? Or maybe this is as good as it's gonna get. The balanced Living End matchup. For Ultimate Cheese Supremacy. Johnny, I'm pretty sure Living End wins that match, right? I think they win that match. Well, maybe not. It really just would depend. The advantage to Living End, and one of the reasons why people play it over this deck, is because it just cycles through itself much more efficiently. And I've thought about running cyclers. Like you could use your life as a resource and just make your burn matchup even worse. And instead of running draw spells like Thirst and trying to interact with your opponent with Rift Bolts and Shriek Maws, here's another way I've considered building this. Check this out. Another way to build this is more like the Living End deck with cyclers, except I would choose quality cyclers, because Living End, their cyclers are chosen. This deck can't really be cut. I'm not going to agree with you, Amp. I don't know if you watched our last match, but yeah. Beating it once doesn't mean beating it consistently. But not every deck in Modern is a counter magic match. Yeah, Architect, exactly, Christian. So cyclers that do something is another way you could build this. There's a difference, Amp, between saying this deck can't really beat, you said it like this here, this deck can't really beat counter magic, and saying can't beat counter magic consistently. There's a difference. Right, Architects of Will. Look at the top 3 cards. Well, no. I would just want to cycle it. I wouldn't want to hard cast it. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different cycling you can look at. That's another thing that we can look at. That's more in the realm of... Let's look at all the cycling in Modern. Generally, it's implied when I say can't really. Okay. So I'm looking for the cyclers that could be flexible. interesting. It doesn't quantify. So I literally want cyclers that are of CMC 3 or higher. This is blue-white cycling. That's an option. But yeah, and I mean that's one thing we could do. I mean, putting in cyclers instead of trying to have more quality cantrips, you could just be a cycle deck like the Living End deck. The problem is while they're cycling, I'm setting up border posts, so it doesn't really work. Is the problem? Like while they're cycling, I'm laying down border posts. So there's that. Oh, true, Amp. I mean, I'm gonna humor you here, and I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, this deck is great. Like, it's not. You know, Remand is an issue just like with Living End. What am I looking for? Asked Johnny. Just all the different cyclers we could run. Just looking around, just shopping around. Cycle, but it has other. That's fun. Okay. Gives me a target for Demonic Dread. 5 mana. Well, cycle this, and then 5 mana. I have a target for my own Demonic Dread. Seems playable, right? But that's the difference. I mean, that's one of the differences between the decks. Is yes, they fold the graveyard hate, but I also have trouble with artifact hate. So, Affinity is still a very real deck despite Kolaghan's command, unfortunately. But Kolaghan's happens a little too late in the game to really affect Affinity. That's what a lot of people argue. You like the Architects of Will? Oh, Esper Sojourners? Tap or untap a permanent? It's a 3 mana cycle, that seems awful. No, I hear you. I mean, yeah, it's tap a land. Or other... It's flexible, I'll give you that. No, I mean... I think that I'm too busy. A lot of the times I'm too busy setting up border posts. So whereas Living End is just cycle, hope I go off. I'm more like, okay, I play a border post, pass. Okay, I'll suspend a Rift Bolt, toast your guy, suspend another border post, pass, or play another border post, alternative cost, pass. Terror one of your creatures, pass. Yeah. I'm trying a different axis. I'm trying, I mean, you could argue that you could even main deck one of the Angers, because that's a lot of Shriekmaw. Although I like that Shriekmaw is something I can do turn 2, in addition to some of the other plays the deck has. For that reason, I like having a lot of red fetches, so I can more consistently fetch up a mountain to Rift Bolt people. Rift Bolt, like a 1-drop. Like, against Burn, I literally have to do that. Like, if they go Goblin God, I have to suspend Rift Bolt. Even still, like, like, some games, you have to just literally turn 1 suspend the Rift Bolt because them having that 1-drop creature is so backbreaking, even if it whiffs. No, it sounds crazy. It literally would prevent them from wanting to play their turn 1 creature. I mean, the Rift Bolt is a form of interaction, but it's still super slow. Technically, the Shriekmaw is still... Yeah. So if they're on the play and they go Goblin Guide, Even if I go turn 1 Rift Bolt, I'm not killing the Goblin guy until it's already got it 4 damage. I'm confused as to how the deck works. What does it do? It does this, Juju Bean. Restore balance. So each player chooses the number of lands he or she controls equal to the number of lands controlled by the player who controls the fewest. So ideally you have 0 lands, so they would lose all their lands, be sacrificed. Then sacrifice the rest. Players sacrifice creatures and discard cards the same way. So if they have any creatures, hopefully I don't have creatures, so they lose all their creatures. If I have fewer cards than them, they're going to also lose cards. Now if I have more cards than them, which sometimes happens, I'll have to give up some cards, but usually the fact that it's blowing up both lands and creatures is enough. Now the way that it does that, Juju Bean, is you use basic lands and fetches to facilitate alt-casting border posts. You alt-cast your border posts, and then when you're ready to go off, you Demonic Dread, or you more consistently you'll Ardent Plea. Yeah. I mean, the Detention Sphere is new. I don't know if we need that, but somebody really wanted to see that in the list, so we'll try it. I mean, if you were to measure what the deck is doing, CMC to CMC, literally everything, how they're going to be cast, or can be alt-casted, alt-cast, makes sense, alternatively cast. This is what you're actually looking at for a curve. I actually do have a lot of things I can do turn 1. I can do everything from Dismember to suspend a Balance to suspend a Gargadon to suspend a Rift Bolt to play a Border Posts. These are all the 1-mana interactions. Like if you were to look at the deck like from this perspective, you realize how important it is to be black and run Shriekmaw. And the same can be said about Living End. There's a reason they run this card. It's because it's a form of interaction. If I wanted Graveyard interaction, you could run Leyline or you could run Fairy Macabre. I don't think I want to. I mean, yeah, it makes my matchup against the Derpy, and it does exist, the Goryo's Vengeance deck. It is around, but I just don't know if we have spots for it. I mean, how many Fairy Macabres would you even run? I mean, the most vanilla card in the 75 is the one of Lingering Souls. It's just filler. You could cut it. Could we try Sojourners? I just don't think it's doing enough, Christian. Whereas Fulminator's already part of the plan. It's... Well, maybe the Fulminator's redundant. I mean, it does give me a target for the Demonic Dread. Maybe this isn't a Fulminator deck. I mean, maybe it's not a Kolaghan Fulminator deck. I mean, maybe I'm trying too hard. Yeah, I mean, if you want to make the deck draw more consistently, something I used to do in the past with this deck was just main a whole bunch of Timely Reinforcements just because the burn matchup is so god-awful. And that would free me up to run some Fairy Macabres in the board. I mean, I don't know if these cards are correct. They're flexible. I don't know about the Lingering Souls either. Yeah, it frees you up to do... Like, I used to be main decking... Because Counter Magic's such a problem, like Remand, I used to main deck a Ricochet Trap. Like, I used to main deck a Ricochet Trap. I used to main deck all the Timelies so you actually can win game 1s against burn. And then that would free up a lot of space in the sideboard for Fairy Macabre. If that's a card you want to run. This is another way we could build it. Against Scapeshift, it's kind of a crapshoot. Droop Lion. And that's one of the matchups where it's nice to be the green splash Droop because I think if you wanted to hedge against Scapeshift, you'd run a playset of Ricochet Trap out of the board. Because if you all you have to do is Ricochet Trap one spell. Like they as much counter magic as people try to put Scapeshift on, odds are they're only going to have maybe one counter spell that I have to fight through.